our modern way of life is very, very different to previous generations. In some ways it's better and in some ways it's worse. However, as far as our exposure to toxins and the effect this is having on our health is concerned, today we are at a greater risk of being harmed than our ancestors ever were. And this is because toxins are in what we eat, in the air we breathe, in what we put on our skin, and everywhere else. At the end of the day, there are two things which cause disease within the body: stress and toxins. Obviously, the best way to eliminate most stress is to live true, which is why 1/3 of the entire Holistic 360 program is dedicated towards it. But what about toxins? Well, you can think of them as hidden poisons if you like, because the reality is that all toxins are dangerous in their own way, and some more so than others. Most are linked to virtually every physical and mental health problem that exists today, including things like depression, cancer, and obesity. How? Well, according to science, there are several ways in which toxins can damage our bodies. The first of these is that they poison our enzymes. When our enzymes don't work properly, they drastically lower the body's ability to prevent free radical damage that accelerates aging and disease. Toxins also cause hormonal imbalance. So by interfering with our hormones, they induce, inhibit, mimic, and block hormones. One example is arsenic, which disrupts the thyroid hormone receptors on the cells, so that the cells don't get the message from the thyroid hormones that cause them to rev up your metabolism. The result is inexplicable fatigue, and too often with it, weight gain. Toxins also damage our DNA, which increases the rate of aging and degeneration. They also modify gene expression too. You see, our genes switch on and off to adapt to changes in our bodies and the outer environment, but many toxins activate or suppress our genes in undesirable ways. Next, toxins damage cell membranes. That means that they don't respond properly. What do I mean by that? Well, signaling in the body happens in the cell membranes. Damage to these membranes prevents them from getting important messages. Insulin not signaling the cells to absorb more sugar, for example, or muscle cells not responding to the message from magnesium to relax. Toxins also displace structural minerals like calcium, which results in weaker bones. And last but not least, toxins damage nearly all of your organs and bodily systems. And if your digestive tract, your liver, your kidneys are toxic, they are unable to detox effectively. So then your detoxification will backfire and your body will remain toxic 24/7, which is really not good. And so as you can see, if we are to live healthier and happier lives, then it's absolutely essential that we minimize our exposure to as many toxins as possible. Now that you know why reducing toxins is so important, I'll share with you some simple and practical ways for you to begin doing so. Now, there are so many different ways in which you can reduce toxins from your environment. And so rather than focusing on reducing all of the toxins in your life, which can be totally overwhelming to do at once, the trick is simply to focus on eliminating just a few toxins each week. And a great place to start reducing toxins is in your food, because that's where you're literally putting toxins straight into your body. And you can do this by doing things like replacing processed foods with fresh foods, including organic fruits and vegetables. Okay, these are apples, tomatoes, cucumbers, etc. that I've grown in my garden. Do the same for meat and dairy products too. Go organic where possible. Also avoid genetically modified products. Filter your water, to remove nasties like chlorine, fluoride, and heavy metals. That's a great starting point. You can buy one of these little filters or get one that goes onto your tap. Also, you want to limit prescription medication, as virtually all of them have numerous side effects due to the large amount of toxins contained within them. Don't know if you've ever read the side effects of antidepressants. OMG, it's unbelievable. So it's important to know what these side effects are and weigh up whether or not it's worthwhile taking them. But when it comes to this, ensure to speak to your doctor before making any changes to your prescription medication. Also, recreational drugs such as alcohol should be minimized, whilst smoking and heavier drugs should all be avoided altogether. It's also important to reduce toxic cookware. Avoid using pans lined with Teflon and Silverstone because the fumes can kill birds and so can definitely harm you. Also replace any aluminium, metal or copper cookware with ceramic, cast iron, or stainless steel pots, okay? I like to use the steel range. You can use stoneware or glass as well. Yeah. Also replace all your plastic utensils with 100% food grade silicone ones. All right, it's a really good starting point in the kitchen. And stainless steel utensils as well there, absolutely safe. Another place you can reduce toxins is in your personal care and or cosmetic products. This is an area where a lot of people get caught out. It's important to remember that what goes onto your body also goes into your body. So if it isn't pure enough to eat, then it's not good enough to put on your skin. So things like body washes are even worse because the toxins don't only get absorbed by your skin, but they also get vaporized and you breathe it in too. You can reduce these toxins by using only natural deodorants, for example. You know, we actually make our own and you can eat it. You know, switching to a natural toothpaste and shampoos and conditioners. The same goes for any cosmetic products too. And definitely avoid getting things like Botox and facial fillers as they all contain toxins. Whatever happened to growing old gracefully anyway? Another way to reduce your exposure to toxins is simply to reduce household chemicals. The reason why you often feel sick after cleaning the house is not so much because you hate cleaning, well it could be, but it's also got a lot to do with the fact that virtually all household cleaners are extremely toxic. I don't know about you, but have you ever walked down the cleaning aisle in a supermarket and felt sick? I know I do, but you know why? And that's because, you know, most household cleaners are toxic. And the reality is that they can be replaced with natural products. You can mix some washing soda with borax and liquid Castell soap. And together you can clean about just anything in your house. Here are some natural dishwashing, liquid and natural dishwashing powder that we use in a dishwasher. Eucalyptus oil, one of my favorite things. It's another great all-rounder. Vinegar, you can drink it, but it's great for cleaning glass, the floors, everything. And when you are cleaning, remember to wear a mask and gloves, okay? Safety comes first. Also avoid breathing in dust and mold and anything else too. It can all be toxic. There are many toxins in our environment wreaking havoc on our health. At the end of the day, we can't eliminate all of them, but we can reduce them to the point where it will make a profound difference on our health. And every bit helps. So just begin to make small changes like swapping your deodorant this week and then maybe your cookware the following week. As you do, you will literally begin to feel a difference in your health and you'll want to reduce your exposure to toxins even more by swapping over to safer alternatives. Also, if you're concerned with the level of toxins already existent in your body, then it may be worthwhile getting tested. Speak to a good naturopath as well as your doctor who can advise you further on this matter. So, do you make a conscious effort to ensure that you do not consume or are exposed to too many toxins? Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to learn more about the other essential attributes of staying in your best shape. And until next time, watch what you chew, do what you need to do, and always live true.